I love watching my son play video games. And not only do I love watching him play video games, I love watching him become the person that he is going to be as a gamer. All of us who grew up playing Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, all these games, we learned so much in playing these games. And it is so cool to watch my 7-year-old son fail over and over and over again and rise back up to the occasion to keep going. So recently, he's been playing Astrobot. It was a game that I started playing, and then he wanted to play because obviously I'm playing. And because he has more time on his hands and very little responsibility, my son has surpassed me and where I am in the game. Not only that, there are times I'll come home from work and he's just sitting here playing Astrobot. And recently he had one last robot to get, one last stage to beat, one last level. And he's been playing this level for probably the better part of the last 3 or 4 months. There are other levels that you can play, and through time he's gone and he's beat those levels, and now he comes back to this last level that he has to beat. And just yesterday, I go to work, and as I'm on my way out the door, he's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do it. This is the day. I'm gonna do it." And he would fail. Dad, come here. Come watch. This is it. And he would fail. And over, I'm watching him fail. But one thing that I keep seeing is that he's getting further and further. He's learning more. He's learning quicker as he keeps attempting to do this level. And it's the coolest thing to watch. Obviously, all of us who have played video games, it then happens where you learn so much, you're doing better, and then you hit the wall and you start doing way worse than you've ever done. And then you got to start over and build your resilience back up. And so he hit the wall, and I said, "Hey, take a break, come back, you'll be fine." And later that day, he beat the game. And as simple as that is, as simple as that idea is, so many of us in our lives, we get to these moments of failure, or we get to these moments where failure can happen, and we stop. We stop the progress. We stop trying. We avoid, and for many different reasons. But if you are a person who hears this story or hears this, and you are someone who fears failure, I need you to know that that fear of failure is going to keep you stuck. Failure is such a great teacher. And if you never take the time to do something and be bad at it, do something and swing and miss, you are never going to get the life you want. If you keep trying to avoid mistakes and keep trying to avoid failure, you are going to stay stuck. And so today we're going to do a deep dive on this gift of failure, this idea of reframing it and changing failure in our minds and how we see it and how we approach life in these moments. So again, first and foremost, I want to reframe failure. Failure is not a final thing. Failure is not the end all be all. Failure is nothing more than a feedback system of the thing I'm trying to do. That's it. If I see failure as an end all be all, as I just said, I'm gonna stay stuck. And so I need to start reframing it as a lesson to be learned. What can I learn from this? Number one, I have to realize that perfect does not exist. It does not exist. There is no such thing as perfect. And if you happen to walk across or come across someone doing something perfectly, I'm willing to bet everything I own, everything I love, I'm willing to bet that there was so much failure that came before that perfect run. So many mistakes, so many things that did not go their way, so many things that didn't happen in the time frame they wanted them to happen. Nobody does everything perfectly. Mistakes are going to happen. You have to know and understand going into any new situation that perfect just does not exist. We see Simone Biles show up and just boom, kill it. Perfect scores, right? But what we don't see is her training over and over and over and over again, not doing it perfectly. We don't see her trying to do these crazy things and not doing them. We just see it in the Olympics. We just see it when the cameras are on her, but we don't see it when she's training. Everybody talks about how people can do things perfectly, but until you actually dig under what this one-time perfect looks like, you won't realize that every perfect thing you see is built on failure. It is built on a ton of failure. So anytime you are going into a new situation or you want to build something new, you want to try to approach something differently, you have to know and understand, I am not going to be perfect at this. And because I'm not going to be perfect at this, that's okay. I can get to perfect at some point, but I know for a fact failure is going to be part of the process. Number 2, your brain legitimately grows more from failure. I know, that's crazy to say out loud. Success, while helpful, success validates a process. Success validates the process. Oh, this worked. Cool. I will keep doing this. Failure, on the other hand, promotes growth. Failure promotes resilience, adaptation, problem-solving skills. All of these things are brought forward to you from failure. How else can you build adaptation? How can you learn to adapt if everything goes well all the time? How can you learn to be resilient? How can you learn to bounce back from something if you never fall? How do you learn to get up if you never fall? How do you learn to problem solve if you never have any problems? So if the expectation for me is I'm not going to have any problems in this process, well, then already I've let myself down. If the aim is to not have any issues, I never actually learn to problem solve. I never learn how to adapt. I never learn how to bounce back from something. And so I have to allow my brain, I have to allow myself to grow. And when I look at failure, when I look at something not going the way I want it to go, when I look at how things are moving, I have to take that moment and say, what can I learn from this? What can I do with this? What can I do from here? How can I do this better next time? For everybody who's watching this video on YouTube, bro, all of those episodes that I recorded, the camera was so low. Or so high. I was so low. But now I have learned, I have adjusted, I have problem solved some things. This is really cool. But I would not know that if I don't try. I would not know what this looks like on YouTube if I don't put it on YouTube. So every single day, when I am trying to do something new, when I am learning a new skill, when I am trying to practice something different, I have to go in expecting to not do it well. Again, number 1, perfection is not a thing. And if it is perfect, it was built on failures. And number 2, your brain legitimately grows more from failure than it does success. Success is always going to validate the process that you walked, but how much sweeter is the validation of success when it's built on being adaptable, problem solving, being resilient? That's what your brain is going to validate. Your brain is going to validate, hey, we can problem solve. Hey, we can adapt. Hey, I know I can overcome something because we did it. It's not the thing that you achieve that your brain validates. It's the process that your brain validates. And as you learn how to adapt and you learn how to grow and you learn how to bounce back and you learn how to overcome and you learn how to problem solve, as you learn how to do these things, your brain is going to validate your problem solving skills. Your brain is going to validate your resilience. Your brain is going to validate your adaptability. And it's going to say, hey, you can do this really well. So again, when you're trying something new, you have to go in expecting to learn, not to succeed. Now, these are not exclusive. I'm not saying go in with a mindset that says, oh, I don't know if I can succeed. No. I'm not saying that. I am saying your main focus is to just try and see if I can just do it. Even if it's ugly, can I get it done? That's the whole point. I want to be able to just do it. I am not striving for perfection. I am not striving for, this high and mighty, way big thing. I'm not trying to do that. I am simply just trying to get it done so I can now gather some information and move forward in that. That's all I'm trying to do. The last two steps of the Simple Shift method are learn and adjust and continue evolving, or evolve continuously. But I cannot learn and adjust if I do not put myself out there and make a fool of myself and fail. I am not a failure because I failed. I am a failure if I stay stuck in the failure. That makes sense? I have to make sure that I keep going. I have to learn from the issue, learn from the misstep, learn from the mistake, and take a better step. Adjust. But I only know how to do that if I try and it doesn't work out. Every single thing that we see in our lives, every business that makes it, every influencer that goes big, every sports figure, every CEO, everybody you know has a list of failures that has gotten them to where they are that makes it look like they're killing the game. And they might just be killing the game. I was just saying that to Jenny last night. People will look at me and go, man, Rafer's doing so much. He's doing all these things. He's doing all these things. He's wrote a book. He's got a podcast now. He's going online with his coaching. He's doing so many things. Oh my gosh. And all I'm trying to do is get better. To me, I am not killing the game. To me, I am just learning and continually adjusting and continually evolving. What else can I do from here? That's the whole goal. When I am trying to evolve and become this person that I know I want to be, I realize that both steps only happen via action. I can only learn and adjust after I did something. I can only evolve continuously after doing something. That's the only way it works. If I stay frozen because I'm trying to avoid failure or avoid mistakes or avoid trying and making a fool of myself, if that's where I stay, I will be stuck. Nothing will change, and my life will look like it does right now, 6 months from now. So the question is, can I reframe failure as feedback and not as a final step in the process? The issue with failing is, again, not in the failure itself. It's in what I do with the failure. I can learn and adjust and keep it pushing, or I can make it my identity. And that's when it becomes a problem. When I make the failure my identity, oh, that's just who I am. I'm not able to do that. I guess that's not for me. That's when failure becomes a problem. When I look at the failure and I now put it on myself as who I am, we have to reframe. We have to make sure we're looking for the right things. We have to make sure that we are building resilience. We have to make sure we're being adaptable. We have to make sure that we are problem solving. Every single time I'm trying to do something new, I have to make sure I'm doing these things. Remember, if you are failing, that is good. That means you are in motion. You are doing something, and doing something is where shift happens. Shift happens on purpose. And if I am avoiding failure, I am avoiding the shift. I am avoiding the life I say I want. I am avoiding all the things that I say I want to do. I am avoiding them if I am not in motion. You got to put yourself in motion. You got to do something. You have to put yourself out there. Again, be aware of making the failure your identity. When the failure comes, make sure you are reframing it for feedback versus who I am. What can I learn from this? Where can I go from here? What's next? Process that thing. And we'll get into that in the coming weeks. But this gift of failure is going to teach you so much. Just like I said with Trey playing Astrobot. Every time his character dies, he's getting further and further and further. Every single time. And it's the coolest thing to watch his brain adapt. It's so cool to see his brain catch up to what's happening. Problem solving. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I need to do this. It's the exact same in life. So I have 2 questions for you. 4 questions. 2 questions with follow-ons. That's what it is. What failure are you carrying with you today? And how can you reframe it as part of your growth? What's the last big thing that you tried that didn't work out how it was supposed to? And how can you reframe it as a learning, as a growth part in your life? How can you reframe it as part of your growth? The second question and follow on, what are you afraid of failing at? The first question looks back. What are you already carrying? And the next one is asking about the future. What are you afraid at failing at? Name that thing and work through it. Name that thing, work through it, and get in motion. Getting in motion is going to change everything for you. Get in motion and then reframe your failures. It'll change the game every single time. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is the path to success. Please remember, shift happens on purpose. Choose wisely every single day. Lean into the motion, lean into reframing, lean into being adaptable, lean into problem solving, lean into being resilient, lean into shifting. Shift happens on purpose. We'll see y'all next week.